All right, let's just jump right in. Have you ever felt like you're surrounded by, I don't know, secret codes? Well, in our digital world, you totally are. They're literally hidden in plain sight, right there on our screens, inside our devices, controlling everything from the colors we see to how we even get online. And today, we're going to crack that code. I mean, you've definitely seen stuff like this before, right? On one side, you're in a color picker, and you see this weird code, #8080FF. And on the other, maybe you're poking around your computer settings and see this physical address that's just a jumble of letters and numbers. What on earth do they actually mean?
Yeah, I'm guessing you've wondered that. I mean, it just looks like a random mess, doesn't it? But here's the thing. It's not random at all. It's actually a language. And once you learn a few basic rules, you can read it fluently. So come on, let's solve this little mystery.
So, the key, the absolute secret to unlocking all these codes is a number system called hexadecimal. Now, I know that sounds super technical and complicated, but trust me, it's really just a clever way of counting that's absolutely perfect for computers. Okay, so here's the whole deal. We humans, we use a base 10 system, 10 digits, 0 through 9. Simple. But computers, they think in base 2, which you've probably heard of as binary. It's just zeros and ones. So how do we talk to them? Well, that's where hexadecimal comes in. It's base 16, and it acts as this perfect bridge between our world and the computer's world. Think of it as a neat, tidy shorthand that's way easier for us humans to read than just endless strings of ones and zeros. All right, take a look at this chart. For the first 10 values, from 0 all the way to 9, everything looks, well, completely normal, right? Our number 7 is 0111 in binary, and it's just a 7 in hexadecimal. See? Simple enough so far. But this is where it gets really clever. In our normal system, after 9, we just add another digit, and boom, we get 10. But hexadecimal has a totally different trick up its sleeve, because it needs to represent 16 different values in a single character. So, what does it do? It uses letters. And this right here is the whole secret. The number 10, that's an A. 11 is B. 12 is C, and you just keep going all the way up to 15, which is F. That's it. That's the core idea. 16 symbols, 0 through F, for 16 values.
Okay, so we know the alphabet now. Let's learn how to actually translate this stuff. How do we take a regular number that we use every day and turn it into hexadecimal?
Believe it or not, it's a pretty straightforward 3-step process. First, we're going to go from our regular number to binary. Then we split that binary code right in half. And finally, we translate each of those halves into its hexadecimal character. Let's just walk through an example. It'll make perfect sense.
All right, let's pick a number. How about 230? So step 1 is to convert that into an 8-bit binary number, which gives us 11110010. Now, don't worry too much about how we got that binary number for now. Just trust me on it. The really important part is what we do next. Okay, step 2. We take that 8-bit number and we just slice it right down the middle. This gives us 2 4-bit chunks, and get this, they're actually called nibbles. Yep, that's the real technical term. It's kind of cute, right? So now we have 1110 on the left and 0110 on the right.
And for our final step, step 3, we just convert each of those nibbles. So the left nibble, 1110, that's the binary for the number 14. And what did we say 14 was in hex? That's right, it's E. The right nibble, 0110, well, that's just the binary for 6. So you put them together and our decimal number, 230, becomes E6 in hexadecimal. See? It's not magic, it's just a translation code.
Awesome. So that makes sense going one way. But what about going backwards? Let's see how we can take a hex value and translate it back into a regular decimal number we can actually understand.
And no big surprise here, it's pretty much the exact same process, just in reverse. We're going to take each hex character, turn it back into its 4-bit nibble, stick those 2 nibbles back together, and then convert that final 8-bit binary number back into a decimal number.
Okay, let's try it with the hex number AB. First things first, we translate each character. We know A is the same as 10, which in 4-bit binary is 1010. And B is 11, so that's 1011. Easy enough.
And now for the super easy part. We just smush those 2 nibbles together to make one 8-bit binary number, 10101011. And for the final step, we just convert that binary number back to decimal. So we add up the place values where there's a 1. That gives us 128 plus 32
plus 8, plus 2, plus 1, which all adds up to 171. So that mysterious hex code AB, it's just the number 171.
All right, look at you. You're basically fluent in hexadecimal now. So let's go all the way back to the beginning, to those mysterious codes we started with. It's time to finally see what they were trying to tell us all along.
Remember that color code, hashtag 8080FF? Well, the trick is, it's not one number. It's actually 3 separate numbers smushed together. It follows the RGB color model. The first pair, 8080, tells you the amount of red. The second 80 is for green. And that last one, FF, is for blue. Now, FF is the highest possible hex value. It's 255 in decimal. It means the blue is turned all the way up to max. So this color is just a medium amount of red, a medium amount of green, and a full blast maxed out blue.
And what about that physical address? Well, that's what we call a MAC address. Think of it like a unique serial number that's literally burned into every single network device in the world. It's written in 6 pairs of hex digits for one simple reason. It's so much shorter and easier for a human to read and type than the crazy long 48-digit binary number it actually represents.
So let's just do a super quick recap of the most important stuff. Hexadecimal is a base 16 system, and it uses the numbers 0 through 9 and the letters A through F. Its whole job is to be a compact, human-friendly shorthand for binary. And now that you know that, you'll start seeing it absolutely everywhere, from the colors on a website to your computer's network address.
So there you have it. You've cracked the code. You've learned one of the fundamental languages of computers. So the next time you're browsing the web or checking a file or maybe even looking at a scary error message, keep your eyes peeled. Now that you can read it, where else are you going to spot this digital shorthand?